The detective said missing kids usually come home. What happens when they don't?
Based on a true story.
Police looking for John Gacy.
We discovered bodies. By the looks of it, they're younger men.
The things he did to those kids. He's sick.
The system failed these families.
Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
Do you know how many there are?
Up to you to find out.
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Hi, it's Dave here, and this is my wife, Kathy.
Hello.
And this is The Cinemile, the podcast where we walk home from the movies. But right now we're sat on our couch at home with our two boys, Oscar and Elliot. Say hello, boys.
Hello. Hello. Hi, guys.
Do you want to
Who
tell...
are you? What's your name? Tell me your name.
They can't tell you their names. That's not how
Why
this
can't
works.
they tell us our names?
Well, I suppose they could, but that would be a
You won't
GDPR
hear.
breach.
Yeah.
So Oscar and Elliot, tell us tell the listeners what we're watching today.
We're gonna watch the new Twits movie, and we can watch it earlier than everyone in the whole entire universe.
Yeah, that's right. Kathy, do you want to explain?
We're watching a
this?
preview that Netflix kindly sent us. The boys are really excited about this film.
And they don't look ugly.
Yeah, they look a bit different from the book, we've noticed. And
They don't look ugly enough for you, is it?
No, they look cool.
They look cool.
But Oscar has read the book twice now. So Oscar, you tell us. You're the Twits expert. Are you excited for this movie?
You tell me if there's a scary bit. I wanna see the tricks happen.
Oh, because they do lots of tricks on each other, don't they?
Yeah, they do loads of tricks on each other, and I wanna see, because on the picture there was a boy and a little girl. There was a little boy and a little girl, and I want to see what they are.
Yeah, and I mean, what's your favourite trick that the Twits do on each other? Because they did a lot of silly ones, didn't they?
The worm spaghetti.
Is that the one where Mrs. Twit made him eat worms and he thought it was spaghetti?
Yeah.
You're nodding away here.
Yeah, that was it.
What about you, Elliot? What's your favourite
And she
trick?
said the biscotti was moving different kind of biscotti, but my favourite trick was the trick where Mr. Twit, every night he put balls on her walking chair and her chair.
Oh, and he made her think she had the shrinks, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think shrinks. Yeah, Elliot's
What's
been
the
listening.
shrink?
Elliot's been listening to the audiobook. And then what did he do? What did he tell her she to do to stretch out? Do you remember?
The balloons tied up and down, then he cut it off, then she flied up to the sky, and then she popped the balloons, then she came down and attacked Mr. Twit.
That's so cool. Did you know I did that? I did that with balloons, and that's why I'm so tall.
I'm looking forward to this. It doesn't, I think, from a first look at the animation, I'm like, I don't know that I'm into it, but I'm going to reserve judgment. Like, I'm not into the animation, the visual of how, like, I want them to kind of...
I mean, so far you've just seen, an image.
I'm saying I want the Twits to look like they do in the book, but
Oh,
I'll
you
get
want
over
the
that.
proper Quentin Blake drawing and all that.
I'll get over that, I'd say. But we've been really excited about this movie in our house, so we're going to put it on now, and we'll be back and let you know what we thought of it, and most importantly, what the kids thought of it.
Watch it now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's watch it now. So
Turn it off the podcast.
okay, see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
It's a special new kind of spaghetti for my special guy.
We're not like everyone else.
Once upon a time, there were two terrible twits.
We're one of a kind.
The twits hate everything, especially each other.
Worms! You're eating worms! You grizzly old grunion!
Turmoil tonight. The Twits declared war on some local orphan children.
Where are they?
We're all gonna die.
No one's gonna die, Harold.
I am going to bring those jerks to justice.
Hello, we're back with our kids on the sofa. Hello. And I guess potentially full spoilers for the movie The Twits, we should say up front. We're going to turn it off now, lads, so we can talk. Oscar, what did you think of that movie? Did you like it?
I liked it, but they changed so much from the book.
Oh, yeah? What did you like that they changed, or what didn't you like?
I didn't like what they changed.
No, really? You wished it was more like the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really different, isn't it?
I wish everything was like the book.
Oh, yeah? But what did you like? Which bits did you like about the movie?
Elliot, what did you like?
I liked...
It's a hard question, isn't it? It's hard to really think about.
Okay, I have a question for you. Oscar, did you actually like the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Elliot, did you like the movie?
Yes.
Were you a bit scared?
No, but I need to think about what did I like.
Were you a bit scared?
What about the frog? Did you like the opposite frog? Did you like those little creatures that shot out of Daddy Muggle Wump's mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah? They were cute.
My favourite bit was when the Twits were attacking them and then the daddy monkey just spitted so much at them, then they attacked, then they pushed someone out of a car and then they started driving it. I liked that bit.
Yeah, you like that bit?
Now Oscar's turn.
And Oscar,
I'll drive the mic.
Elliot, let go of the mic. Oscar, what do you think? And you said you wish it was more like the book. What do you wish they did more like the book?
I wish they did more of the tricks.
Yeah,
there weren't too many tricks in this one, was there?
And I wish that there was like lots of the stuff the same.
Yeah, it's quite different.
What about all those new characters? What about the kids and the mayor John, and Mr. Napkin? Did you like any of those characters?
I like Mr. Napkin and
Who's
Mr. Napkin?
Who's Mr. Napkin? That's a great question.
Thank you, boys, for telling us what you thought. So,
but who's Mr. Maxon?
I don't know. I don't remember. John was good. Right, so compare this to other Roald Dahl. Matilda. What do you prefer, this or Matilda? In terms of the movies?
Matilda.
Yeah.
What about you, Elliot?
This.
What about Willy Wonka?
This better.
You like this better?
Okay.
Willy Wonka.
Oh, so Oscar, you like Willy Wonka and Matilda better than this? Okay.
When is Granny coming?
Okay.
When is Granny coming?
Okay, right.
Okay,
We're gonna get out. Dave and I will be back.
When is Granny coming?
Dave and I will be back.
When is Granny coming? When is Granny coming?
Granny's coming in a minute, and then
When is Granny
me
coming?
and Kathy will continue our conversation when Granny gets here.
Yeah, you'll hear our review after this.
So stay with us, listeners, just a
When is
minute,
Granny
and
coming?
Oscar and Elliot, say goodbye. Say goodbye to the listeners.
Bye, Charlie and Oscar. Bye,
Charlie and Oscar. How do you know the names of our listeners?
See you later, Lionel.
Bye.
Hello, Finny. Did you think our story was over?
Just the grammar.
This Friday,
You're dead.
Dead is just a word.
critics are saying Ethan Hawke is pure nightmare fuel.
Finny.
Discover the secret behind the mask.
What do you think happens when you die? It's time to find out.
Black Phone 2, only in theaters Friday. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
Okay, hi, we're back. Granny has arrived, and it's just me and Kathy now, so we can talk freely. So, I think the first thing to say is, if you ask two children what they liked about a movie and they can't think of a single thing.
I know. And as we were watching it,
it's
Oscar
kind of telling.
Oscar kept saying like, okay, but this isn't like he genuinely, and I think it's the first time in his life, he's 8 now, that he's like looked forward to an adaptation. Before now he's never really understood it.
Yeah, because he can read.
Yeah, and he kind of has a better comprehension. So he was like, huh? As it was on. Now, what I'll say is, I don't expect all adaptations to be literal. And, I don't expect that. However...
Also, you can't just... If you adapted that book literally, it would be 20 minutes long.
I disagree, actually.
There's not much of a story in the book.
I disagree. So just in a general sense, okay, it's not at all a direct adaptation, right?
No, it's incredibly loose.
Incredibly loose. I think the
Wait till we tell you what it's about. Go on,
The book
Kathy.
is a small story about two characters and kind of essentially their relationship really with each other.
And the animals which they held captive.
Yeah, and I love the idea of just a small story being retold. Oscar mentioned that he preferred the Matilda movie there. I think one of the reasons the most recent Matilda movie was such a success is, of course, it was based on the absolutely wonderful stage show, but also that was a brilliant film that Netflix made, right? I just think
Did Netflix make the Matilda?
Yeah.
one? Wow, okay.
I think, like, I don't say this lightly, but like I think on every level this film's a fail. I think it was. This is personal to me, but I didn't like the animation style. In terms of the adaptation, I think it was very poor. I think they kind of lost all the elements that's interesting about the film and just have about the book. Having recently read the book with one kid and listened to the audiobook with another, the stuff they love is the really simple interactions between the twits and how like awful they are to each other.
Yeah, you heard it there.
The film lost all that.
Oscar was like, they didn't play enough tricks.
Yeah, that's what he was excited for.
That's what he wanted to see.
I almost feel like, and then as well as the kind of removing the small story because they made a very, very big story, they then completely overloaded it with themes around anxiety, empathy, climate change. Like they're just throwing stuff at the wall.
Also a weird political allegory for modern America.
Yeah. Sorry, and it's set in America.
We don't need in the Twits.
We don't need. Yeah, like it's like they piled everything they could think of into this film, and it ends up like being nothing. And I'm really disappointed by it, and I'm really, really surprised at quite how bad I found it, how boring I found it, and how kind of disengaged for a lot of it the kids were as well. Like it's very disappointing. Like as a family, we've been really looking forward to this. Dave, thoughts on the Twits?
I mean, I agree with everything you say. I'll caveat everything with saying when you're watching any movie, but I think particularly animation, you have to acknowledge that hundreds of people put a lot of like sweat and blood and tears and hard labor into this.
And some people might, by the way, I totally acknowledge it's my personal taste that I don't like the look of it. Like some people might really like the look of it.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic.
Like it's certainly well made visually.
And I mean, look, ultimately, so I don't want to like, because I don't want to absolutely crap all over everyone's work.
No,
I
but
don't
that's
think
not what
this
we're doing. It's just like, did you enjoy it?
I will say, well, no, I didn't.
Yeah, did you enjoy it? Is what I'm asking.
No, I did not enjoy it. But I'm putting it in the context of there's a sliding scale of animated films, and on one end you have Spider-Verse and probably Pixar and all that kind of stuff, and then you slide all the way to the other side and you've got like the Pinocchio remake with Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
And the weird stuff we get in cinemas that's been like was made in for pittance in Russia
AI?
or something, or it looks AI. There's some mad stuff out there. This film is serviceable. It's watchable. It's like it was made by Netflix Animation, who have some good stuff under their belt, like Klaus, and I think the director of this has like.
He's worked on like Zootopia, Wreck-It
Zootopia,
Ralph.
yeah. So
I was really
writer, director. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
The pedigree of stuff. The voice actors in this movie are insane.
It's like a who's who.
It's like
Klaus is a great film. By the
Natalie
way.
Portman is playing like a sixth billing character. You're like, what's going on?
But what this film isn't is the Twits.
Exactly
why
right.
Why they made the Twits if they're not going to make the Twits?
This is the thing, right? So I think the problem is you start from a point of what's the genesis of this movie? And I don't know the answer, but I suspect that several years ago, Roald Dahl acquired Netflix acquired the Roald Dahl story company, the business that owns all of Roald Dahl's works.
Dive on it, and like it looks like it was in the works a long time ago with like.
But that's not this movie. That's 25 years ago.
Iterations of it.
Sure.
John Cleese, it was being shopped around. Then I think Netflix were going to make it into a TV series, and now somehow it's ended up as this film.
My point is, it started as a big company acquiring another company that owns the now 60-plus-year-old works of a well-regarded children's author.
So that's the point at which we start. We start from, we have IP, what do we do with it? And I'm not saying that anything that starts from that point can't produce something good.
Well, look at Matilda, like that was one of our favourite films of the year.
But I'm saying, like, it's not like there's a bold, fresh, creative perspective on this. I think they obviously came at it with... I don't know what the thinking is. How do you get from the Twits book?
But the irony is that they did come at it with the bold, fresh, creative, and it's like, but why though? Because you should just be making the Twits.
I think
they referenced the book and they took bits of the book throughout, but like we open with the Twits are opening a theme park.
I will defend. I'd like to get into the plot, but I will defend the bold, creative swings, and my position is different to yours in that I don't think a direct faithful adaptation of the Twits is necessarily a good idea. I think
you can have a direct adaptation, but you'd flesh it out. Like, I agree with you, the story is too thin.
Yeah.
But you could have just fleshed it out.
There's no real story there.
And also, why set it in modern day America?
Well, this is the thing. I do, however, agree with you that whatever the essence of the Twits is you have to squint real hard to see it in this movie. Mm-hmm. It's just not there. So the movie that we got, which I don't think is good, and I kind of agree with you, it doesn't hang together. Nothing is hanging together on this, and I can see that people are trying really hard, and that's why I want to be careful with what I say about this. But it just doesn't work. It's not gelling together. The movie is about the Twits are living in America, firstly, and look, I know there's a troubled history of Roald Dahl IP being shipped over to America, but it does sometimes produce Gene Wilder.
Original Matilda movie moved to America, no problem with that.
That was okay.
Still a great movie.
Yeah, but this is like, so what you get is this weird... The Twits are voiced by, honestly, the most bizarre, but I think interesting and unlikely pairing of Johnny Vegas and Margot Martindale.
Neither works for me.
No, they don't.
Neither work at all.
It just doesn't hang together. They're a married couple, but
But also, they're like a team and they're like friends. And in the books, it's like, no, the Twits hate each other.
This is the problem.
Twits is that they hate each other.
And the movie has set them as a united front, as a
that is
pair
so
of villains
confusing.
who have a singular goal, which, get this, listeners, is to, as Kathy said, to open a theme park called Twitlandia. And in order to do that, they need the theme park to be powered by the tears of sort of magical creatures called Mugglewumps, which they force to go upside down and cry into jars. And to pursue this objective, I mean, a lot of hijinks ensue, including filling a water reservoir with hot dog meat, because they're in America. And what else? They run for mayor, and then all the
political stuff is so weird.
All the people, and it's so like on the nose. The narrator, who is Emilia Clarke for some reason, says, sometimes people will vote for someone who's an idiot because they are telling them what they wish to believe, even though they know it's not possible. They wish it to be true. It's like, God, help us. Can we take a break?
I am not coming to the Twits for political analysis.
And neither are the kids.
Yeah.
I'm like...
It was just, our kids were like, yourself when you can tell if kids are like interested in a film or not. And like, they were mildly entertained. Like, I would say it's fine. Like, it's the kind of film you throw on for your kids to watch, but you don't watch with them. However, then our 5-year-old was quite scared of the Twits. So it's more of a like 8+ on their own, I think. Like,
yeah, because
it surprised me how scared he was.
The film leans into horror tropes a bit. There's some haunted house kind of vibes to this. There's jump scares. It's got a sort of, grimy, dirty aesthetic. I don't know. It's just, from the off, we were like, it never really won us over.
And I always try,
the musical songs are bad.
The good side of a film. And I think this is probably the first film in a long, long time where I haven't been able to say A, B or C works. Like, I don't think anything works in this film. I'm really surprised. Like, this is not what I'm expecting from Netflix after they brought us Matilda, and I now think it's because they leaned entirely on the Matilda musical, which is absolutely phenomenal, and then they were able to build creatively from there. But then, given their own creative license, this is what they're coming up with. Like, this is not bode well for the rest of the Roald Dahl adaptation.
And
stuff,
can I say there's such a clunky post-credit scene?
Oh God, because our kids
in which
made us
the
watch
Twits
till the
arrive
end.
at Loompa Land, and we're like, oh no!
What? There was no Oompa Loompas though.
And they do the little whistle from the thing. I feel like, are we really doing this?
And it's funny.
Are you doing the Roald Dahl's animated universe?
Because
Do we
Elliot
have
said
to?
he prefers it to the other movies, but that's because he's 5 and he's a recency bias. He, I can tell you and I can promise you, does not prefer this to the other movies. He just says
Excuse me, you're not respecting our 5-year-old's opinions.
Every movie he's just seen is his favourite movie.
Yeah, it's true.
But Oscar was like, hang on a minute. Like, now that being said, they still both enjoyed it, and I'm sure they'll watch it again. But I will never. You can never make me watch this film again.
No, me neither.
There's a lot of kids animation I'll often watch many times with the kids, but like I usually was just like begging for it to be over.
Do you know what the problem with this movie is? It was off-putting, and not just in the sense that, you know, obviously the Twits are supposed to be off-putting, but everything was off-putting. Everything was just kind of wrong.
You know the way in the
about
Twits,
this
like in the
movie.
book when she makes the spaghetti worms. It's so fun because you're like sitting there with them at dinner and he's eating the spaghetti and it's like a really long scene, and at the very end when he's finished the whole lot of it, she's like, that was worm spaghetti, right? In the film, and you actually went out for like 2 minutes and missed it, they do the worm spaghetti thing eventually, like an hour in, they start doing a prank, and he eats like 3 spoons and she goes, ha ha, there's worms in it, and that's the end of the scene. And I'm like, why take a scene that's so good from the book and just do it so poorly when like the whole point is you're in on the joke, you're watching him eating the pasta, he's like rubbing his beard. Like, they never really got us to like how grimy the Twits are.
They shoehorned all the iconic moments you remember from the book. They shoehorned in here almost as these things appear almost as inconveniences to the main plot that the story wants to tell, which is about the Twits becoming the mayor of a town in order to embezzle money from the citizens to build a theme park called Twitlandia.
So it's like someone had the theme park mayor political allegory movie, and someone was like, that's really boring. And then another exec went, oh, do you know what we're sitting on? The Twits?
Yes.
Why don't you just bring the Twits to America and make it kind of a political metaphor and throw in some orphans? That always works.
And
the orphanage stuff, like none of that works.
All the stuff. The movie has some, I think, worthwhile messages in the sense of, you know, empathy trumps hatred. All this, like there's some nice stuff in here.
And we did give a spoiler warning at the beginning, right? So there's no spoiler street for this podcast, but like at the end of the book, so spoiler for both the book and the movie. The end of the book, the Twits like get the shrinks and they disappear, right? Just a great, like, nasty Roald Dahl ending to a book. The end of the movie I actually quite like, which is that they're left to have the shrinks and then the kids go and rescue them. And then the Twits are, like, still nasty and then the Twits fly away in balloons, right? I actually think the ending was very good. I think the ending is a really good example of, like, how you adapt a film but, like, make it a bit nicer, because our kids are kind of in the protagonist's seat, and like it's not really nice to think that you've just left these people there to die, right?
Because the Muggle wumps will only speak to children who have empathy, obviously.
So yeah, I think I said earlier on, there's something good to say about the movie. I do think that little twist at the end is decent, but other than that, I don't at all see it as a successful adaptation. I haven't seen any reviews for it because I've been trying to stay away, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, there haven't been any yet. We just watched the preview copy.
Yeah, but no reviews were allowed out this week.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So yeah, a bit of a bummer.
Mm-hmm. Real bummer.
I don't
Especially
know
just when, as a family, you're like really looking forward to something to watch together.
I would say, yeah, it's not one I would recommend everyone sits down and watches as a family. It's one you can throw on if you've run out of something fresh to show your kids. This will probably hold their attention for an hour and a half. But like Kathy said, it's probably edging towards 7-8 plus. Mm-hmm. So younger kids might be a little
I just think a lot of
scared.
kids have read the Twits as well, though, which is where they have to be careful. Like, for example, like Oscar read it in his class at school. Like, I'm sure a lot of kids that age are reading it in school, so you'll have a lot of kids sitting there going, wait a second,
I mean, that was
that's
straight
not the Twits.
To hear our own son say be a fan of something, be an OG fan of something and be disappointed with an adaptation.
Oh, he's a long life ahead of him.
I can't believe how early that sets in.
He needs to come over for a John Grisham season, honestly.
He really does. He'd love The Client. He would really relate to Brad Renfro. Which feels like a nice plug for our Patreon. Patreon.com/The Cinemal, where yes, we've just done The Client and we'll be concluding our John Grisham season with Runaway Jury. We're also going to be watching this month's retro movie. For Halloween is, of course, a Robert Redford film because we're honouring Robert Redford. And our patrons have chosen... Yeah, I was making a joke because it probably should be about Halloween. It's All the President's Men.
Yeah, so can't wait for that.
We're going to be watching that at the weekend and we're going to be doing an episode on it. That's going to be up shortly. You get monthly retro movie episodes. You get to vote on what we watch and you get a lot of TV episodes. We've just done one covering all the stuff we've been watching lately, including Task, Love is Blind France, Peacemaker, what else? The Paper. We talked about loads of stuff.
The Walsh Sisters, yeah, ton of stuff. And then we're going to be doing a spoiler special. We've done the first couple of episodes of Task and we'll be completing Task when it finishes, which is a show we are loving.
Yeah.
A HBO/Sky Atlantic show. So come over to Patreon and let us know what you thought of the Twits. I'd love to hear from anyone who enjoyed it because, again, like, we want to enjoy films, we want our listeners to enjoy them, but we do want to give you an honest review because we don't want to set you down the wrong path here and make you commit to watching it with your children only to be stuck to your couch in horror.
Yeah, I can't imagine that scenario happening to anybody.
It's like
I felt so trapped. Me and Kathy kept looking at it, so the kids were in front of us and they couldn't see our expressions. Me and Kathy were sharing horrified expressions with each other.
Because often they're like,
what are we watching?
For example, when K-pop Demon Hunters came out, which we had no interest in watching, the kids watched without us, and then actually we've subsequently watched with them and loved. But
which is a great film.
Yeah, great film. But there was no pressure on it. But because we were like, this is a special evening for the family, we just had to sit and like grin and bear it then. Anyway, thank you for listening. See you soon.
Bye.
The Twits.